just on this point about the criticism, I think it's important that you pointed out the humanitarian efforts and the refugee numbers and then the money for the cities, because the criticism about the administration is that they don't have a plan and they aren't doing anything. I think it's important for the president to have done this because we see pieces of the plan. But this criticism from members of Congress, first of all, it's nothing new because we worked at the White House at the same time. OK, we both know how difficult it is to get everyone in Congress behind an immigration plan. But the four Democratic senators who came out against the president's plan, talking about it, saying it expands Title 42. There was also some reporting out there that noted that in the meeting where they were detailed this plan, they likened it to Trump-era policies. What are your thoughts on some of that criticism? Obviously, the president's, the president is not, this president is dramatically different from Trump, but the policies are what people are responding to.
Yeah, and I just want to, as you said, Simone, this president really has taken a comprehensive approach, really more so than any other president, in that he's really trying to address the reasons why people leave their countries. He's trying to work with countries in the region, and he's going to Mexico next week with the three leaders. But these two policies, Title 42 and this asylum announcement, which basically prevents people from asking for protection at our border if they've gone through a country that has asylum and they don't request it there, or if they don't take advantage of the parole program that I mentioned. These are Trump legacy programs. These are things that Democrats campaigned against. These are things that Democrats spoke out against during the Trump administration. Now, I will say the president is in a very difficult spot. People are on the move all over the world, especially in the Western Hemisphere. And this is something that every president since Ronald Reagan has had to contend with. And the strategy that he's put in place, which is a really good one. The challenge is that I think it will bear out in the long run, but it doesn't produce immediate results, and that just doesn't work in politics.
It doesn't work in politics. Before I let you go, Tyler, we could have a whole conversation about what you just said, because I think your comments, that's how people feel. It is concerning for folks, but the president's in a tough position and no easy answers here. There is, though, that Republicans, they've been criticizing the president since he came into office, since before he came into office, for not traveling to the border until now. He's obviously going tomorrow. You think he waited too long?
No, I mean, a lot of people, I went to the border a couple of times. Secretary Mayorkas has gone to the border a number of times. The vice president has gone to the border. So a lot of his advisors have gone to the border. They think about the border every day. They're working really hard with cities, with Border Patrol, to really address the situation and make it orderly. But it is something different for him to go there for himself, to hear from the workforce, to hear from the city, to hear from nonprofits. And I think he'll really learn a lot. There's a lot of good work that's going on in El Paso. I know there's a lot of attention now, but it's one of the safest cities in the country, and it is really an example of welcoming. And I will just close by saying Republicans trot to the border every 2 seconds, but they have not put forth one policy solution. They have not acted on legislation. They have not supported any of the reforms that President Biden has put into place. So they are just all talk, no action, and the president is getting things done.